Bull market is over. We are at the edge of the large correction. You should sell your altcoins and sell your meme coins the first until we will see a crazy huge dump. If you sold your crypto, you lost. A lot of people on the marketplace were saying a lot of things about meme coins. They recovered the first. They are surging higher. They're going up. It's going to be very interesting to see what will eventually happen with them. Are we just printing double top with meme coins at this stage just to dump harder? Or are they the ultimate winning narrative of this cycle? And VCs will get with retail just buying into them and buying nothing else. Imagine how much money VC has to spend to market something like Sui, and how much money a guy running a meme coin actually has to spend to post memes on Twitter on a daily basis. We saw a flash crash, leverage recovered, market greed and fear index recovered. What should happen next? Should we finally see our alt season? It feels scary inside. You probably feel a lot of fear. And there are different opinions on the marketplace still. What to do next? Should you be taking profits? Should you be selling your altcoins? Should you be buying Bitcoin? Because most likely BTC will surge 2 times higher from these levels, because Bitcoin historically, when seeing all-time high, doubled in upcoming couple of weeks after breaching new all-time high. I do believe that's the most diligent thing right now is stay out of the market, specifically out of the altcoins. I do believe that Bitcoin might have limited upside, but the most diligent thing from my point of view is actually to be staying out of your altcoins right now. Bitcoin dumped 15% yesterday. A lot of people sold the altcoins because they wanted to buy back lower. Did they buy lower? I don't think so. Weak hands sell, strong hands acquire. Strong hands buy, because strong hands know how to win. I can also see pure manipulation from market makers on different projects as well. Change the hands, let the players with access and with profit sell, let new players buy into the project, so it would be easier to push the rocket up. One of the great examples of this specific manipulation like this is Sui. Sit comfortably on the spot with your altcoins and make money in crypto. Today, we will go through market sentiment. We will go through what is happening currently. We will go through what will happen next. We will respond to the question, what is the next narrative that's going to surge, to pump hard after? Should you be selling your meme coins? Should you be rotating? Should you be exiting the market at this stage? Let's actually try and figure out if the bull market is over. If we basically had a fake pump and nothing is gonna happen moving forward. As usual, let's start with the loans I have opened. Pep is doing nice, nothing interesting to see there, but there are some other things that I wanted to share. Pixel is surging up. My entry point was not that great, and I almost got liquidated actually in the previous liquidation flush, but it's already plus $6,000 in, I don't know, maybe several days. I believe I opened it around 4 to 5 days ago, which is quite nice. Manta is still basically at zero. Ethereum layer 2, I'm waiting on it to perform as well. My loan on Sui that I reopened at 1.33, but I also had a loan opened at 1.55, therefore essentially average price is 1.42, so it's also at around zero at this stage. This is one of my loans, a new one, and I also have an older one. The overall size of the position is $66,000 and the margin is 22. Arbitrum is also around zero with 3x leverage and 15k margin, and we do have very interesting things with Starknet happening as well, because I do have plus $7,000 on Starknet already with 20,000 margin and actually 2x leverage. I will explain why I had done this actually. And if you're not interested in the loans and things like that, I'm specifically showing them currently because I will be explaining my strategy and how I'm winning in the market at this stage. And I think The strategy that I'm using is very, very valuable to hear. In terms of the Starknet, on the video 2 days ago, I said that I think that Ethereum layer 2s are going to do well, and I'm most likely going to enter some loans on Ethereum layer 2s. That day, after the video, I entered Arbitrum. I didn't enter Starknet. I was not so sure. I didn't know what to do. I don't know. I was just doing some other things, right? I went to sleep, then I wake up and I see Starknet surging from I think 1.8 to 2.1, something like that. I did understand that we are still at the lows. I did understand that they were not pumping yet. I didn't understand that they should be pumping moving forward as well as these like larger VC manipulated Ethereum layer 2 solutions, right? And I decided to enter a 2x long. And I specifically entered a 2x leverage position because I understood that I'm entering after the pump. At the same time, I decided not to be greedy. I decided not to wait till we will correct or something like that. And the main reason for that was that I missed so much opportunities already in the bear market and in the start of the bull, with me waiting 5% correction, 10% correction, 15% correction, and then these tokens, they're just surging up. They're going up like crazy. It's also quite interesting to see that Starknet basically reached 1.7 in the yesterday flush, right? And if anyone actually entered spot position or entered long position at these levels, it basically was just a generational entry because you were able to enter before the recent pump. Anyway, I'm alright with my position and I'm going to hold it further because we do have Ethereum Dinkan update and many good things I believe will be happening with Ethereum. I believe Ethereum is going to be a giant Ponzi along with the Egg layer and all the risk taking, and I will explain why in this video as well. Couple words I wanted to add about the airdrop opportunity. I'm doing this snapshot of early viewers and supporters on the channel by Sunday New York Eastern Time. And in order to be eligible for airdrop, you have to sign up on Bitget exchange using my referral link, deposit $100 and join VIP community in my Discord as well. You can find a link to Discord in the pinned comment and in the description below. Unfortunately, if you can't sign up on Bitget or pass the QIC process, you won't be eligible for airdrop as well. No one knows when the airdrop is going to happen and what is going to be, but I'm committed to give back to the early supporters of the channel as well. Deadline for the airdrop is Sunday, end of the day, New York Eastern Time. Very interesting flash dump today and definitely something that the market needed too. I'm very happy that none of my long positions were liquidated. I actually did improve my SUI long position as well, but this flash dump was basically a generational opportunity for entry. If you entered altcoins, if you entered long positions yesterday, congrats. You should already be in the huge profits today. It's quite interesting what was happening with the market. We basically reached Bitcoin new all-time highs and then we saw a huge sell-off right after that. And the main thing with that is because when we reach a new all-time high on Bitcoin, that means that everyone that ever bought Bitcoin is in profits. Something interesting also happened yesterday at all-time high. Some dude who held Bitcoin for 14 years decided to sell today and duke Bitcoin. It appears that a large amount of Bitcoin mined in 2010 was dumped following the all-time high, partially contributing to today's price correction. Bitcoin moving from old hands to new hands. That's a very healthy thing for the market as well. There should be change in hands. In order for tokens to go up, there should be change in hands. All the players that have bunch of access, like this guy, he has like how much? 10,000 access, 100 access, 100,000 access, million access. He should sell his BTC. He should let new players buy at these levels, because new players, in order to get a 2x, they would need BTC to reach $130,000. So they would be waiting, they would be holding, they would not be selling. Therefore, it would be easier to pump this rocket up. It's something that the market makers are also doing on a range of projects as well. And I do believe that dump on SUI is highly manipulated as well, because it dumped too heavily. If you would check everything that happened with SUI, it pretty much dumped from 1.9899 to 1.17 yesterday. It's crazy. It's almost 50% on the token. It's very interesting. What's going to happen with this asset now? Even if not now, in the upcoming several months. I keep holding to my loans, and I will probably provide some updates on Sui as well, responding to some of the comments too. We do have to understand what experienced players in the marketplace are doing, what people with millions of dollars, with years of experience are actually doing on the marketplace. Here we see Virtual Bacon, buying everything hard. Wish me luck. That's a very healthy action to be doing on these dips. Obviously, if we are not getting an end of the bull market. But I will share some information on this part as well, some thought process. At this stage, I'm fully in the market. I was not taking any profits. If I took profits, I basically repositioned them into other tokens for a small chunk of the profits that I took. Me being in the market means that I don't expect that bull market is going to be over anytime soon, because frankly speaking, I don't think we get a bull market for the altcoins yet. Other piece of alpha from Virtual Bacon: find altcoins with strongest bounces on this dip. Those are the ones that will pump the hardest. Also, if your altcoins didn't dip much, it's also a very great sign, because it means that either there is a very strong holder base, or at the same time someone is buying them. Probably both of these factors. We saw that memes came back strongly, very well. I do think actually that we are going to get meme coin super cycle. It's just so crazy how easy for people to buy into meme coins, and how more experienced players actually start to understand what has happened with all these VC tokens, what has happened with all this advertisement. 3 times already, all the VC tokens were dumped right after the bull market. And more people start to understand that this is just some vaporware. But still, they invest in hundreds of millions into marketing, therefore it still should be pumping and surging up. One of the interesting messages on this topic I actually saw in one of the private communities that I'm in. The unlock will be massive. 2.11 billion March 16, Arbitrum. This unlock will be massive, around 84% of the market cap. 673.5 million Arbitrum tokens will be unlocked for the team and advisors. This may not be concerning, since it's unlikely that the team will dump all the tokens at once. Mao, yeah, for sure, they will slow rock during the bull. Very important. And by the end, they will completely rock. Screw these VCs. I don't touch any crap that has these sons of mothers, right? Funding magic fake tech companies. Crypto is useless, let's be honest. Just buy memes. They are fun. No one pretends they do stuff they don't. That's basically connected with the fact that I was sharing in previous videos as well. We are in the space of vaporware. The only reason for you to be in this space should be making money. Meme coins are at least honest on the fact that they are useless. And from the fundamentals point of view, from Arbitrum, from Sui, from all these projects, they basically pretend to do something functional. They invest into teams, they invest into marketing, and the whole reason they're doing that is because return on investment, on actually persuading you that these are solid projects, that you should be holding them, that you should be buying into them, and you would be holding through the bear market because these are solid projects with proper technology. The return on investment is still higher, and they have all the resources necessary in order to basically do this play, in order to make you buy, in order to persuade you, and to slow rock through the whole bull on you. At the same time, you might ask, but Stan, you have a bunch of money in loans on Sui, you have a bunch of money in loans on Arbitrum and other Ethereum layer 2s that are highly manipulated VC tokens. I have something to respond on this as well. This is the comment under one of my recent videos. Sui and Arbitrum have the most upcoming VC unlocks. Stop being a hypocrite calling Sol a VC chain when Sui is a VC chain on steroids. Stop shilling these trash layer 2s and Sui like it's the next best thing. We know those are your bags and you are salty, everything else is pumping besides those. You can tell by yourself if I'm salty or not by the way I'm behaving, and the whole reason I'm investing into these things, the whole reason I have longs opened on these things is because I understand the manipulation. I understand if people are putting $500 million into marketing, into these projects solely, not speaking of the marketing of layer 2s, not speaking of the marketing on how Sui is so great from the user experience point of view, I just can't see how they cannot pump this thing. I'm willing to understand these things, I'm willing to risk, and I'm willing to play the game. It does not make sense for SUI VCs, even with the unlocks that are happening currently and the larger unlock we will see in May. If we're seeing the bull market, there would be zero reasons for them to be selling right now. They have enough money. They have a bunch of funds. They would be pumping prices of these things for them to go up. They will be manipulating moving forward because they can't take the profits. They don't have $5 in these things. They just don't have $5 that turned into $50 and they're taking profits on $50. They have 400 million. How you can take profits on 400 million? You need to work with market stages properly. You need to understand them. You need to understand where liquidity is created. You need to understand what is the narrative, what is the sentiment that is being created, and you need to understand where they're taking profits. Like here, for example, this is the chart of Salana in the last bull market. Initially, we saw large manipulation. Here, they were not taking profits. It does not make sense for them to take profits. Here, they were shaking out weak hands from the project. Then they were pumping up. Then they had a huge shakeout. The first liquidity creation, right? But I doubt they were taking profits here. Maybe a small portion of it. Maybe from these highs to these lows. In this zone, they were taking some profits. They usually are taking profits on the corrections because it does not make sense to take profits on the pumps. Because if you're taking profit on the pump for the token that you are manipulating yourself, you are basically just wasting your money. You need to give space for the pump to happen. And after that, once we would be seeing a correction, create liquidity where you would be able to take profits as well. And during this liquidity creation zone, the market is screaming, hey, Solana is on discount, buying, things like that. We see manipulation, right? And then we see this huge dump. And here they are taking profits. The liquidity is also created here. Somewhere here, right? We reached $144 and everyone is screaming, Solana is going higher. It's such a large discount. Guys, buy. Everyone is buying here. They might stop taking profits and then they dump right away. They're taking profit the whole way down. And here, eventually, as well. This is a great liquidity creation zone where people were also screaming it's on the discounts right before the final capitulation. And here, VCs were also taking profits. We all need to understand these things. We need to understand the manipulation in order to be able to make money on them as well. I do expect the same thing to happen for most of the Ethereum layer 2s, especially the ones that did not pump much. I don't expect for the teams of the tokens to be dumping the tokens at this stage. The only reason they might be dumping the tokens is that if they don't believe in the bull market. And then that would be a very bearish signal. But it would be very hard to understand because market makers, they understand this sentiment very well. They are playing several levels above you. They understand that retail is always screaming, there are token unlocks, don't buy into the whole thing, sell, you'll be able to buy lower. And market makers are basically using that. They start to sell a bit of the token to dump the price lower, so weak hands would sell, they buy out this liquidity, and then we see manipulation. Then we see the pump. When you sold because there are large token unlocks and the team is dumping, right? The same thing I do expect will happen with SUI this cycle as well. And it's very interesting that in order to pump the token up, you actually need the largest percentage of supply that you can only get. Because if you have a large percentage of supply, it's very easy for you to pump the token up. Because you know that you control the supply, you won't be selling. You would probably be just pumping the price up, buying the token from yourself at the price that you set yourself. They actually need these unlocks to be able to pump the price of the token. With Salana last cycle, a lot of the tokens were already unlocked during the pump. Moving forward into the market updates. Ren is saying that the funding rates have completely reset. We are ready for another attempt at all-time high. That's definitely healthy and that definitely helps our thesis. And essentially me being in the market as well. There are not so many reasons at this stage to be dumping the market down because who actually bought? how much liquidity was added into the market. That's a very, very low amount of liquidity. And you need to understand and you need to focus on altcoins specifically. They didn't run much yet. And most of the VCs, they are not making money on BTC. They are making these vaporware altcoins in good narratives, with teams, with marketing, and they would be planning to take profits on the projects that obviously ran much already. And currently, speaking of fundamental projects, you just won't be able to take enough profits. There is zero sense currently to dump the market. ETFs on average are buying 3.5 billion in Bitcoin a day. If ETFs continue buying Bitcoin at this pace for a year, at the current price of $64,000 for BTC, they will have accumulated 20 million BTC. This is more than the entire BTC supply, which currently sits at 19.65 million, which means one of two things or both simultaneously. Institutions are on pace to own the majority of the BTC supply, which is uber bullish because institutions are not buying to sell anytime soon. They use minimum 5-year horizons and typically 10 to 20 year horizons minimum when it comes to investments like this. Institutions are very unlikely to be able to continue to buy in such volume without pushing the price up significantly. Last important thing to note is that Bitcoin halving is in less than 50 days, where production of new Bitcoin goes from 900 Bitcoin a day to 450 Bitcoin a day. That's very, very important as well. 400 Bitcoin a day at 64K is only 28.8 million in buying pressure needed to absorb potential sales of the newly mined supply. Again, institutions are buying 3.5 billion a day of Bitcoin, 100x more than the newly mined supply. Could all of this be leading to the most taboo word in the world? And we see a picture of Boba under this post in a clown hat with a picture of Momo and a super cycle on his t-shirt. We are investing our money here, right? So the guy is basically saying about supply shock, that we will be seeing supply shock because production of BTC is going to go down in 2 times. Once you would see the halving, which will essentially be happening in April, and due to Bitcoin ETF already working, we have crazy demand from institutions on actually buying the asset at this stage. And everyone speaks about supply shock that we will probably see with Bitcoin. I do see this happening, and my hedge against that is meme coins and Bitcoin ecosystem projects. Some things from Aleo as well. My mental mode is that this will be the bubble of all bubbles. Crypto to $10 trillion market cap. Roaring 20s. .com energy. But remember what happened after. Embrace momentum, but plan for the reckoning. Very, very interesting thought as well. It seems like we might be entering something like that. We do also have people like this on the market currently. I'm 50% out of the market. Good things never come after meme coin rally. Maybe I'm wrong, and if I am, it won't hurt me. Just feeling in my stomach I shouldn't ignore. There are so many people at this stage that are doing something like this. And maybe the guy actually re-entered during the flash dump, which is very, very good for him, if he actually was able to do that. You know my stance, I'm staying in the market, I'm not trying to be the smartest person in the room. I'm doing what works and I'm focused on having everything stupid simple. Because if something is stupid and simple, it often provides results. We're coming closer to me uncovering the strategy that I'm using currently in the marketplace and speaking about some top picks and some top coins that I am essentially focusing on at this stage. We still have the main question on the table. Are we actually at the end of the bull season? Are we not going to see anything in connected with the altcoins surging, with the prices of the altcoins pumping up and retail entering the market and all the good stuff happening on this marketplace as well? One of the older tweets from the market maker on tier 1 projects and the market maker of Bonk along with Godbit at this stage that I also wanted to share. People are speculating that everything is different this time because money inflows would not go to alts. This is a mistake. It is completely wrong. There are a lot of proper and super undervalued coins. Don't worry if you missed anything. Alt season hasn't started yet. Do your own research, not financial advice. This is the opinion that I tend to follow myself, and I'm voting with my wallet as well currently because I am fully in the market. We do also see an interesting change of hands that is also happening on the marketplace currently, which is definitely healthy. People that were able to make money, a lot of money, till this time, they are selling their bags, they're taking profits, allowing for other people to enter at better prices, and other people would most likely be holding these tokens higher. Because the more profits you have on the token, the harder it is actually to hold the position moving forward, if the market obviously is surging up. And one of the main things for that is meme coins. We do see some people on the marketplace and influencers as well saying that meme coins are kind of disgusting, that you should not be investing into them, that it's very, very degen. But from my point of view, they are the only honest thing that you have on the marketplace. And we can all basically gamble with meme coins. Something I also wanted to share. With Binance Listing Spot WIF, my original plan has to come to fruition. We'll continue to follow my plan, and thus I sold the last of 2.80 million WIF. It was an amazing journey with the dog we've had from sub 200k market cap to 1.9 billion market cap and Binance Spot Listing. It was a dream trade. Still continue to support the community and trade on centralized exchange on this coin now. Final P&L $400 into $940,000. Crazy profits from $400. Congrats to this guy on basically making it this market. It's only possible in crypto. The only thing I wanted to provide a comment on is that I won't be exiting the position fully at this stage. I do believe that meme coin, a winning meme coin like WIF, will definitely have a lot of room to move forward as well. Most likely these are life-changing money for the guy, and we should never blame anyone for taking profits. It's very, very important on this market to actually live with the money in your bank account, because while the funds are just on the screen, they are not your funds. It can go to zero anytime. But WIF seems to be a winning meme and winning narrative on the marketplace as well. I do think it's going to do way, way better moving forward as well. Maybe we will be seeing a correction, most likely we'll be seeing a correction, but once retail comes and things like that, just very, very important for this guy not to feel very, very bad if these things and once these things would be happening as well. We are coming close to the part of the video where I would like to share my strategy that I'm essentially using in the marketplace currently. In October of this year, I had $70,000 in my portfolio, in my crypto portfolio, and it went down heavily from me basically buying into the bear market. And over the course of the peak of the last bull and the funds that I basically invested in the bear market, that should be around 400k in total, and they basically were $70,000 at the lows of the October of 2023. Right now, the portfolio is close to $1 million, but I was injecting more capital as well. I believe I injected around 250k at this stage, if not even more, on the course of the last 3 to 4 months. I'm not planning to inject more money at this stage. I will be just sitting on the tokens that I have currently with all my longs. Most likely just be at margin if I would need some, if the whole thing will go lower essentially. At the same time, I wanted to share the strategy that I'm using currently and winning best performers on the marketplace as well. I can say I've kind of rejoined the market in November. In the bear market, I was not very active. I was trading a bit of meme coins in the summer, and I was injecting more capital into the market in the bear market as well. But the main issue, the main mistake that I've done that costed me millions already, I was buying tokens of the previous cycle in the bear market. If I only would be buying tokens of the new cycle, I would be doing way, way, way better at this stage, especially if I would be buying low caps. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. At the same time, a lot of them, they didn't pump much. Things like SUI, it's only up 3x from the lows of the bear market, which is very, very interesting. My strategy of winning on crypto market: don't rotate much, only 10 to 20% of portfolio max. That's one of the most important things, because when you're rotating, you are getting chopped in the process. You're basically selling nice entry points with you spending some time in the market, and time in the market always beats time in the market, right? And you're rotating into something new, probably based on some calls, probably based on some hype and things like that. And you often just get dumped on. if you're basically doing something like that. So rotation game is something that definitely present in crypto. It's always great to understand what are the next narratives that are going to pump and where you should be rotating and maybe taking some profits from some of the positions and inputting into others. But I would recommend to be doing that with 10 to 20% of your portfolio max. And once you would be winning with your rotations, just take some of the funds and put them into something more stable. Or maybe if you were able to catch a very great entry point on the blue chip proper project, just hold. You don't have to rotate all the time. Speaking of the narratives that I think will be pumping next, we probably might be seeing a certain surge in AI. I do think that BRC20s and ordinals should be showing something quite soon as well. I actually have to show something on this matter too. It seems to me that the most underrated narrative right now is Bitcoin, not BTC, Bitcoin. Ordinals became the top NFT type effortlessly. BRC20 exploded despite being really terrible. New better token types are being released, like runes, that will eclipse BRC20. BTC risk-taking is coming. New sidechains are coming, and perhaps most importantly, sidechains are coming. And people are talking more about Deepin and Salana. Seems like a huge mismatch to me. You have to understand these things, you have to understand new shiny objects, and you have to understand where we have vaporware and where we have something very interesting happening as well. I do think that with Ethereum ETF, AVAX is eventually going to have some of the liquidity as well. We see top gaming projects on Ethereum surging up as well, like IMX and Beam, and I do believe that we should see a liquidity flow into AVAX and gaming on AVAX as well. Things like Shrapnel, like Playable, I do believe we should see gaming surging too. We also recently saw a pump of AI tokens. Not as much as the previous one, but I think AI would just be pumping through the whole bull market, just for the fact that billions are being invested into the marketing of this narrative outside of crypto. It's very easy for retail to come in and buy AI tokens. They would most likely be buying memes in the first place, and right after that, AI tokens. And last but not least, I think memes are just going to be doing very well. I do think we might be at the edge of meme supercycle, especially if crypto will be able to onboard this much people, with Bitcoin reaching new all-time highs, with all the things that happen with Bitcoin and institutionals actually finally adopting meme coins as well. Next thing is buy blue chip meme coins. I've done 70x on Snibu, I've done 17x on Bobo, I've done a lot of x's on Pepe, I've done 7x's on Welsh, I've done 6x's on Rido as well, and I'm still holding most of my positions. At the same time, I lost about $20,000 being scammed by different memes on Blast chain and on Salana as well. You have to understand what are the top meme coins on each chain, what are the narratives there, and most likely they would be doing very well. These are blue chip meme coins. We have the meta of pets of the founders at this stage. We have the meta of Pepe characters from original artist of Pepe, things like Brad on base chain as well. And we also have meta of 4chan memes connected to Wall Street, like Bobo, Mumu, Snibu, and Dodo. Memes should be easy to understand, should not be scams, should be largest memes on the chain as well. We do have things like Linda on Linea, we have some other memes on Linea as well. We have meme like FUD on Sui 2, which should probably be doing very well in the bull market as well. They are just ultimate degen plays. If you want to get exposure to the ecosystem, just buy the meme coin of the ecosystem. That is something that I actually was doing with Linea, this is something that I actually was doing with Stacks, that is something that I actually was doing with Ton, and in Stacks and Ton case, I've done very well, with me essentially putting some money into meme coins of the ecosystem. One interesting thing that I wanted to share is that you should always focus on how much liquidity there is on the meme, because if the liquidity on the meme is low and the market cap is high, that means that the meme can surge up quite quickly, but at the same time it can go down in the market cap very fast as well. So it's additional degen mode on the degen mode on top of the whole thing. Here is a post from Dogecoin Millionaire. I became a millionaire in 69 days with Doge. He became a millionaire in 6 days with Brad. This new generation is just built different. Congrats, bro. Bread is a new meme coin on Base Chain, which is a project of Coinbase, which should be doing very well this cycle as well. And this meme should be doing very well this cycle as well. Unfortunately, I missed this meme despite me essentially having a call to buy this meme at 5 million market cap. Right now, I believe we are at 140 million market cap. But at the same time, what is interesting to us is that liquidity on the meme is only $1.33 million. That's actually how much money are in the meme at this stage, right? Therefore, if this guy has $1 million in bread at this stage, in order for him to take profit, he would basically need to dump the whole price of the token down. So he would never be able to take $1 million of profits out of this token at this stage. And I wanted to do a comparison with Boba, right? Because market cap of Boba is $39 million and liquidity is $2 million at this stage. So we can see that liquidity here, it's lower by 40%, but the market cap is 3 times larger. Therefore, if you're investing into the meme, you need to understand what is the liquidity behind the meme, how easy it is to pump the meme, how easy it is actually to dump the meme, and why the liquidity is low in the first place. Sometimes it might be connected with the fact that fully diluted supply is larger than the current market cap, and we should not have fully diluted valuation on the meme coins larger than the current market cap. These are just not meme coins in the first place then, because it's not honest, it's not clear and transparent right away. The same way that we should not have any utility on the meme coins as well, because it's also against the whole idea of the meme coin in the first place. If someone is trying to implement such certain utility on the meme coin, they probably don't know much about the meme coin space. Just to sum up the whole thing, buy a blue chip meme coin of each and every chain that you like, that you think are in the narrative, that will be doing well, and try to do it at the start, or maybe try to do it at the lows. One of the examples like this might be Land Wolf on AVAX right now, just because of the fact it's also from Pepe original artist, and at the same time it's kind of community meme coin on AVAX. And if you think that AVAX would be doing well, you would want to buy this thing as well. I actually wanted to buy some at the lows, but it kind of surged from 2 million a bit higher currently. I think it will be doing numbers, but I won't be buying myself at this stage. But that's just an example because it's still quite low in comparison to other things, right? Next thing is buy low caps on spot. I do love this strategy, and this is the main one that I actually was following in the end of the last bull cycle as well. And despite us being in the end of the last bull cycle, I was able to actually catch certain X's as well. If the asset does not have futures for itself yet, that means that the asset is quite low. That means that the market cap is low at this stage. Therefore, lower amount of people know about the project, maybe they're not convinced about the project as well, and these are the things where you have opportunities. That's why I put $40,000 in playable on the course of the last 2 weeks. And a lot of the low caps, most of them specifically, that I was buying back in October and November and December, they actually had done very well. It's a great strategy, but it definitely requires certain research because you need to be careful with these things. You need to have a good narrative, you need to have Doc's team, you need to understand what is happening on chain, you need to understand what is happening with the project, you need to understand what is happening with the white paper. So it's a bunch of research in the first place, but it's very interesting, and it definitely valuable for yourself as well, because if you would be able to buy a gem, you then would be able to capitalize on the gem as well. If you would like me to create a separate video on how to research low cap gems, how to actually understand if the project is proper in order to be able to capitalize on it and show you the whole process of the research as well, just send a message in the comment. Let me know if you're actually interested. Last but not least, and this is something I like very much. This is something I can say I actually started to only do recently. Loan larger coins conservatively. So I do have loans opened on things like Pixel, things like Suis, things like Arbitrum, things like Manta, things like Starknet. Larger coins from my point of view, they are tokens with 500 million plus in market cap. And the main reason for me to loan these tokens is because I don't want to freeze up my liquidity to actually hold these tokens on spot. Because these tokens, They're not doing 2x's, 3x's quite often. Obviously, only if we are not in the alt season that we are all anticipating currently, right? But in general, at this stage of the market, Sui is like 3x from the bottom, right? Arbitrum is like 2x from the bottom as well. And there were not a lot of people that actually caught these tokens at the bottom. So in order for me to be able not to freeze my liquidity and at the same time get larger profits from smaller movements of the tokens. And these tokens, they're in general less risky than low caps. I think that loans are a very, very great strategy. Conservative loans specifically. Because I'm not a trader myself. I do like just to buy things on the spot. And this is something that helps me on the spot as well. It works very, very simple. Let's say you have $60,000 spot Arbitrum position. What you do with this position? You basically sell your $60,000 worth of Arbitrum. You enter 3x leverage loan, conservative loan, with $20,000 margin. This way, you are getting the same $60,000 position. So your exposure into the market is basically the same. At the same time, you just freed up $40,000 of free liquidity that you might be able to use into other things, that you might want to actually add margin if the market is going to dump and if we would be seeing Arbitrum going down as well at the same time. By adding more margin, you would be heavily decreasing your liquidation price on Arbitrum. Therefore, it would be very, very hard to lose these funds in the first place. The only issue with this type of approach is that you actually have to pay funding, and when the market is overheated, the funding on these things is quite extensive. But at the same time, profits usually make up for these funding amounts as well. I do enjoy this strategy a lot. I was not liquidated on any dumps that we had recently, and I'm just adding margin. I'm just moving forward with the positions that I have and scaling them up and holding them at the same time. This is something I do like a lot, and I'm actually quite happy that I was able to figure this out as well. Speaking of the current situation in the marketplace, to sum up the whole thing, I don't believe that we would be seeing a strong correction. I do believe flash dump was needed to basically make sure that we are moving healthier on the marketplace. From the fact that we have it, I do think that we should be moving up even better currently. At the same time, I'm ready if we would be entering a longer correction. But I also would believe that a longer correction would be a longer manipulation to push you to sell, to acquire your tokens, to make sure that the rockets will go up without you. And I do think with altcoins not pumping recently, we also saw this type of manipulation happening. I'm full in the marketplace. I'm waiting for the good things to come. Playing in the market based on the best narratives, at least to my knowledge, on the good projects, with proper narratives, with proper setup, understanding the manipulation and understanding what is happening behind the closed doors, trying to take advantage of it as well. I also want to remind that this week we have a deadline to be eligible for airdrop from me, from my channel. Requirements for the airdrop: to be signed up on Bitget exchange as my referral, have KYC completed as well, and deposit at least $100 into your Bitget account. No one knows when the airdrop is going to happen, but this is something from myself, from my end, to give away to the early supporters of the channel as well. I also want to remind that I'm doing giveaways of $300 a day on this channel in each video. In order to be eligible for giveaway, you need to be my referral on Bitget exchange, you need to have KYC completed, and you need to deposit at least $100 into the exchange as well. I also know that the largest viewership of this channel is coming out of from United States, and unfortunately you cannot register or sign up on Bitget at this stage. No worries, we are working hard with the team on figuring out the solutions, and we should have an update to you next week. Meanwhile, I will be making sure that you will not be missing any information. Most likely, I would be focusing mostly in my general channel, and most likely until we will figure out a way for you to join VIP, we will not be opening it up and just have open conversations in general channel and others in our Discord as well. So let's start to gamble, right? We had 65 people filling out the form on the Discord. I've checked each and every person, and out of 65 people, only 39 are eligible. Please make sure that you send your UID, which is in the form of the numbers like this. Please make sure that you have $100 deposited on the account, and please make sure that you have KYC completed on the exchange as well. In order to figure out the winner, I would use random number generator from Google. Minimum is 1, max is 31, click generate. 13. Number 13 is the first winner. This is a person with this UID. I will be sending the funds right away as well. Here is the UID, winning one number 13, and I'm sending $300 as internal transfer following UID as well. Withdrawal is complete. Congrats to our winner. Thank you for supporting this channel. I believe we will be doing many great things moving forward as well. Let's figure this stuff out, finalize everything for everyone in terms of the VIP, in terms of the Discord, in terms of the other things as well. I think you should be getting updates quite soon as well. Thank you very much again, my friend. Let's actually hope that we will be seeing our alt season quite soon and all be doing very well. Not forgetting that everyone cannot win in crypto. If someone winning or a group of people is winning, someone has to lose. Let's make sure we won't be losing as a group, as a community. Thank you very much. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.